everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You're watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to my monthly video where I respond to your comments left on videos that I released in the last month. I really appreciate all the views, all the comments. I especially have to say, I know it's technically not for last month, but of course at the start of this month, the start of August 2024, I started my Patreon. I'd been talking about it for a little while. You know, there's not that many of you so far. That is absolutely fine. I've never said it's something I want people to do. It's something that is open to you as an option to help support me, to help me pay for new equipment, to pay for Google Drive and various things like that so I can get my content out to you guys. So at the time of me recording, I have my first 10 members of the Patreon, so a humongous thank you to each and every single one of you. Obviously I've got more of you just gone on there on the free members. I'm going to see what I can do to give stuff for the free members. At the moment I'm still kind of learning about Patreon, so if you're a free member, you're not a paid one, that's absolutely fine, you're still welcome. I'm trying to see if I can find a way for the community chats to be available for everyone. I'm still kind of figuring it out at the moment, so do please bear with me. I have had the odd one or two teething problems, like the early access videos has been okay for the start, but the very first one, which is obviously one that is in full on YouTube, was the Britta's finale episode, and yeah, I had some technical problems. So I've figured out how to resolve that moving forward for those kind of ones. Obviously for the other early access ones, I'm not going to upload the video directly onto the Patreon, because it basically means I have to double upload it, and it just takes a lot of time to do all that, and I want to try and get as much done for everyone. But like I said, I've got 10 paid members so far, so members of the nerd tier: Paul, Morden, Michael, Leo, Akira, Jasmine, Enter the Matrixter, thank you all for joining the nerd tier. Jack and John, thank you so much for joining the Boffin tier. And of course Brett, aka the Balding Brummy, thank you so very much for joining and being the only member for the month of the Super Geek tier level. The Super Geek one is one that I'm limiting it to, at the moment, only one person per month, and that's where you get yourself a guaranteed reaction if you sign up to that level. But I did also promise the first 5 paid Patreons to get themselves a guaranteed reaction, again as a bit of a welcome bonus. So in total we've got 6 guaranteed requests that will happen in the future. So Brett, the Balding Brummy, your one as the Super Geek, you've chosen for me to do Drop the Dead Donkey, so I'll do that at some point. Jack, one of literally my earliest suggestions for a show ever, from right back way when I started the channel. Jack wants me to do an episode of Jeeves and Wooster, which is Stephen Fry and what's his bloody name, Hugh Laurie. That's the show they did together. He's asked for a very specific episode, Series 3 Episode 4, so I'll check that out at some point. John has requested How to Start Your Own Country, which is a show made by the friend of Dave Gorman. When he did Are You Dave Gorman, he was the flatmate, Danny the flatmate. He did a show called How to Start Your Own Country, so I'll do that at some point. Akira, you've asked for the Amazon version of the Enter the Dragon Yakuza kind of show. Obviously that's not out yet. I'll do an episode of that at some point. Leo has requested the first episode of Green Wing, and Paul has requested My Parents Are Aliens. So there you go. There's some stuff that will happen at some point on the channel. I don't know when, but that will definitely happen at some point. And then of course, if you be the Super Geek, that is available once a month, then you get to yourself a guaranteed choice. So that's just a quick little thank you to everyone who is a new Patreon member. New subscribers, I didn't actually count how many it is. I will do a rolling thing so you can see all the names of all the named new subscribers through the month of July. But it was a pretty damn good month in terms of new viewers, so thank you to each and every single one of you. Now, of course, the main reason you're here is to respond to comments. Now, the first one I'm going to do is a bit of a unique one, and it's only because I really want to respond to this one. I have actually technically responded to it within it, but yeah. So on the very first episode of Are You Dave Gorman, Norman put the comment, some pretty heavy duty fake laughter from the reactor here. Is this standard on his reactions? I'm just going to put this out so everyone gets to hear my response to this one. Like I said, I only normally do the ones that left on videos in the last month I released, but this one I just really wanted to make very public my response to this one. And no, I have never ever at any point in any reaction that I've done ever done a fake laugh on the channel. And I am currently again oops, excuse me, that didn't mean to play. Yeah, I at the time of me recording this, I have got publicly released 783 videos on the channel. Obviously some maybe video game stuff, some are reviews, and of course a lot are going to be reactions. But never at any point have I ever faked anything. I just haven't. I don't believe in it. I don't think there's any point to me doing that, particularly when it comes to reactions, because it's like, you know, it's just like, if I'm doing something to try and gain viewers, then I'm not real. I'm not being real to you, and I'm wasting your time. I'm wasting the money of the people who are paying for my Patreon. So no, there is nothing that I ever will fake. If I say something, I'm watching it for the first time, I'm watching it for the first time, because I've had comments in the past saying, oh, it's clear he's watched this in the past. No, all the stuff I'm reacting to, if like, okay, so like Red Dwarf, like I did the reaction to Series 1, Episode 1. I made it very clear I have seen this before. I've said it on a couple of other things. I kind of have seen it, or yeah, but I don't really remember it. I will always be honest with you. So there you go. That was just one that I really wanted to give you a public response to on that one. Obviously, I've responded on the comment section anyway, but I just wanted to put it here. Now on to videos left from last month. Was that an intended innuendo when you mentioned Jeff filling a hole in Benidorm? Nope, it absolutely was not an intended innuendo, because I am too slow at coming up with quick quips like that. If I'm trying to think, oh, how can I come up with a witty response? I ain't going to be very quick with it. So it's either it's funny and I mean it, or it's funny but it's unintentional. And majority of the time, it's unintentional. The opportunity to make Fanny's name the heart of a rude-sounding sentence is one that they take throughout subsequent episodes and series of Ghosts, and it is always fun to spot it. Well, I'm obviously I've already released August's reaction to Ghosts. I will definitely make sure I keep an eye out for all the episodes moving forward. Also on Ghosts, Pat's "naff off you wazzock" is something I quote often. As much as I love the captain, he's so bossy, and that moment is always a bit cathartic. I won't spoil anything for you, but most of the series have two death reveals, so to speak. So Fanny's and Pat's were in Series 1, and Series 2 has the play ghosts and one other ghost. Ooh, the suspense. I'll be waiting impatiently for the next episode, because it's one I love a lot. I will answer a question a question or two of yours. Actually, the rest of this series is top 10. Well, I loved that episode you're referring to, which is the one focusing on the captain. That was a fantastic episode. You said about Fanny's death being revealed in Series 1. To be honest, I hadn't actually considered the fact that we had actually learnt about how she died, but then I realised, well, actually, yes, we have. So it was one of those weird ones that I don't know, in my head I was thinking, because we haven't had like a big visual representation of it, you know, maybe I've forgotten about it, but no, we did have it, and it was a good reveal actually. It was good, I'll give him that. Thank you for re-uploading the first episode of Travelman. I missed this the first time you watched it last year. Plus, it is nice to see how much you have evolved your editing / production quality, etc. Although you still ramble as much as you ever did. That is true. I'm a waffler. I can't help it. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to re-upload that and actually get it, you know, onto YouTube, because I think that's the problem. People will often forget stuff that I've done, and of course I do try to help you out. So if you're not aware, a couple of months ago I created a document that is on my Google Drive which you can access, and that basically I've put every show that I've done a reaction to, I've put it on that list so you can check it out. So if you think, oh, has he reacted to Only Fools and Horses, for example, you can go on there, you look down the list, it's in alphabetical order, and you go, ah, yes, he has reacted to alphabetical order. Sorry, he has reacted to Only Fools and Horses. Not only that, but I have put a little clickable link for all of the shows that's on there. So basically, if you think, okay, I want to see his reaction to Only Fools and Horses, you click where it says playlist, it will take you to the playlist that I have for that show. And there you go. You will be able to watch anything if you want to go back and watch it. I put that link to that Google Drive document in every, pretty much every single reaction video description that I've done in the past and I'm doing in the future. So keep your eyes for that. If you want to check it, just check that. There you go. I just watched your QI reaction. Fabulous. Would love to see you react to more. So that was the one I did back in January for Burns Night. And I can reveal that there will be another episode of QI later this year. And that's actually going to be a Christmas special. Because I'm already planning my Christmas stuff because I'm trying to get everything all together. And I'm nearly there. I think I've pretty much nearly nailed down everything that I've maybe got a couple of slots left for stuff to put in there. Give me Christmas suggestions of shows. Obviously, Christmas episodes of shows that I'm doing reactions to already, they're pretty much all in there. And then I'm doing a few other Christmassy stuff. I just thought, I like QI. You know what? Let's find a Christmas episode of that. So, yes, QI will be back at Christmas. From the Goodnight Sweetheart episode, Mr. Mannering is the owner or manager of the bank in Dad's Army and the captain, aka leader of the Home Guard. So that's where you get the Dad's Army thing. Okay, well, I've never seen... Well, I have seen Dad's Army, but I don't remember anything that I watched of it. It would have been like stuff that was on like a Saturday afternoon when I was like maybe, 6 or 7. I didn't understand stuff back then, so for all intents and purposes, I've never seen Dad's Army. But I know the theme tune. I'm having a great laugh at the moment at the theme of The Lion. This was a British Empire episode, by the way. My boss once sent me on a course called Take the Paperwork Tiger, run by some guy from Texas who must have been related to Gordon Brittis. Needless to say, I learned nothing at all from the seminar. Well, I mean, if it is led by someone who's definitely a parody of Gordon Brittis, I can understand that. Why do I suddenly get the impression that Kev is a regular line dancer? He very quickly jumped on just how much hard work it is. I'm definitely not a regular line dancer. I have done line dancing. Mostly my mum, actually. She loves her line dancing. And when she got married, we're talking 12 years ago now, when she got married, she had as like the big main reception that you have in the evening, because both her and her husband like line dancing, they literally got in a band and they did line dancing. So it was pretty much a whole evening of line dancing. But I do theatre stuff in my own spare time. So even if it's not necessarily line dancing, I know that line dancing and dancing in general is bloody difficult, especially if you're like me and pretty much have 2 left feet. I'm so excited Modern Life is Goodish is returning for 4 specials and I'm hoping to get tickets to the recording. Life may be moderner, but I'm hoping Dave will still be able to show that it's good-ish. Because obviously the way I did look up the tickets after someone mentioned to me, because I hadn't realised at the time. And so he did a recording at some point in July, and then I think the next one is supposedly, I think I read something like September. I did apply for the tickets for the first recording where he would have recorded the first 2 of the 4 shows, and no, I didn't get tickets. So fingers crossed I can get tickets to the next recordings. I would love to see Modern Life is Goodish live. It'd be amazing. If anyone knows Dave Corman, send him my way. Please try and hook me up with tickets. The best episode of Modern Life is Goodish is Series 5, Episode 2, the one with the VTEC cars. I actually cried with laughter. Now, there's quite a few comments that mentioned that specific episode. And ironically, after I read these ones that I was mentioning about these VTEC cars, I babysat my nephew that same evening, and I spotted that he's got some VTEC cars in his sort of like toy den, his toy zone. I don't know, I mean, but they're cars that make sounds. I'm now really intrigued as to what Dave Gorman has to say about these VTEC cars. Obviously, it'll be a little way before I find out, but I'm now very intrigued. From Still Games, Series 7, Episode 2, I'm surprised you didn't recognise the new stand-in barman Mark. Sam says, and you say we've never met. I can't quite place you, but I'm definitely sure I've spoken to you before. If you go back to Series 3, Episode 2, Swatting, there's a scene where they are looking for a quizmaster while Jack and Victor go to medical school. One of the people volunteering was the quizmaster, was Mark himself. He read in the quiz book who was the second man on the moon. I would have thought you would have recognised him, but it's been a while since you've seen that episode, so I hope this helps you recognise something you missed. Love the reactions. So, in actual fact, when I was watching that episode, I did think I have seen him before, and again, I couldn't quite place him. When I did the editing of the video, that is when I twigged where it was from. So I did eventually get there. It just took a little while for me to figure it out. I prefer your shorter version of the monthly reviews. I like you as a reaction YouTube creator, but I'm not a big fan of some lame choices. The issue I think I have is I try to be very varied and very eclectic. I mean, especially, you know, when I sang, sorry, I had a message come up which threw me off completely. Someone's talking about hymns. When I started the channel, obviously it was, you know, it was a bit of video game stuff. Then I sort of transpired into like reviews and things, which I still obviously kind of do. It was then Ted Lasso came out, and I'd loved that show. And I thought I'll try doing a reaction, and it was all done through my phone. So I wasn't quite sure how far I'd get. Then I started like Ben and Dorman's Still Game, and I thought, oh, I'll just give it a bit of a try. Then I got a computer, which meant it was much easier to be able to record reactions. And of course, when you're starting out, you need to try and attract some people. So I tried to go with shows that sort of would appeal to a bit of a wide demographic. And I guess I kind of like the way that I do it. You know, there's going to be right ways to do it, there's going to be wrong ways to do it. Actually, no, I'll say there's no right or wrong way to do it. I think every person is going to be different. You know, you could have one person who does literally daily of the same show. You could have someone who does 7 shows 7 days a week, you know, on a weekly basis, and you do those 7 shows, you move on to another 7 or whatever. I think I like the fact that I am so varied. I get what people are saying when you sometimes go, maybe you should consider finishing off some shows before moving on to new ones. Again, is there a right or wrong way to do it? I don't think so, you know. And I do like to keep doing, like, on occasion, like the odd new show, you know, like on a monthly basis, to just make sure it stays fresh, you know, for me as well as you, as the audience. And I think it means that, you know, that there'll be some people who catch something and it's literally a video I've done this week, or then I'll have other people who, like someone the other day mentioned, I first started watching you because I saw your QI video that you did back in January, you know, and that was months ago. So I don't know, like I said, no right or wrong reason. I like the way I'm doing things, and you know, if I have pretty much everyone coming to me and saying you need to change the way you do it, then maybe I'll consider, but at the moment I'm happy. I'm neurodivergent, but I never ever behaved like Ben from Outnumbered, so that's that argument out the window. Neurodivergent is a very much an umbrella term, so you know, you can have someone who's autistic, you can have someone who is got ADHD, you can have someone who's got Asperger's, and they all behave completely differently. So yeah, you can't tarnish everyone with a simple brush of going, they're neurodivergent. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, I think that this argument about Ben is going to rage on for a long time, but right now I think he might be a bit of a psychopath. Greg Davies is an anomaly to me. He's not the greatest comedian ever, but there's something appealing. Good in the in-betweeners, very funny on panel shows, zany in Mandan, morose and dark in the Tufty Club, can't say I've heard of that, clearing up after dead bodies, I don't know what that is, but though I root for Greg, in stand-up the big lad falls short of the mark. We've heard of before The Fringe, Greg's unfortunately is cringe. I like what you did there. The titles of his live shows, one was called The Back of My Mum's Head. Crazy, don't get me wrong, I like him, I even root for him, but he's either trying a little bit much or he should have stuck to teaching or washing ceilings. That's the thing, you're not going to have everyone who likes everyone for everything. Like, let's say Ricky Gervais, as an example. I've obviously watched The Office. That for me is cringe. I don't like him. I mean, I don't like that show from what I have seen of it. I just don't like it. It's not for me. It's subjectively not my style of comedy. I find him hilarious in the little bits that we have when he's in, for example, An Idiot Abroad. So people are going to be good in different ways. You know what? I'm tempted now to watch this live stand-up show called The Back of My Mum's Head. Just to get my opinion on it now. I don't know. Great reaction to Still Game. Methadone Mick is a bit of a divisive character. A lot of people can't stand him, but I think people are just resistant to change. A lot of people, in a lot of different ways, and a lot of different avenues of life, are resistant to change. People don't like change. They like the familiar. They like the comfortable. And to some degree, I am like that. Not as much as I used to be. And that's why I get like comments like people going, "Oh, I can't believe, how is it possible you've never seen The In-Betweeners or whatever?" It's because when I was younger, I had to be, that's how I coped. I had to have the familiar to make me feel comfortable. If someone tried to introduce something new to me, I was very reluctant to even consider trying it. Like I said, I'm a lot better than I am now, and it means I get to see a lot of shows that I never would have watched in my younger years. You could do a found poem from your own comment section. Go back over older videos and find comments that'll be funny out of context. Wow. I mean, for nearly 800 videos, that is a mammoth undertaking. So I could do that. That would take me a long time to put together, trust me. I'm basically the opposite of a gold digger. I dream to earn enough where I hope I can pay for cars and house and bills for both myself and for future partner, where they don't have to worry to work at all, but it's their choice if they want to. I think that's nice. I mean, I would still say that I think a partnership should be truly equal in whatever way it is. If in your case, that's why you want to earn all the money to support them, and then your partner wants to do the other stuff, whether it's raising kids or doing housework or whatever your way of having that partnership in the household is, fair enough, go for it. But nah, I hate gold diggers. Amy Robbins is a part of a pretty big acting family. Her sister is Kate Robbins, who is also Emily Atac's mum. That's Charlotte from In-Betweeners. Kate and Amy's brother is Ted Robbins, who played Den Perry on Phoenix Nights. Ted Robbins I've seen on the channel, not in Phoenix Nights. I've not seen that yet, but I would like to see that at some point. But I saw him in an episode of Benidorm. He was a sleazy guy. I think that was series 5, if I remember, because it was the series with Trudy in it, because he grabbed her ass and tried to pay her to do more. Yeah, that is a pretty big family. That is a very big family. I may be some time. Red Dwarf Rimmer reference. I thought you'd get it, bud. Again, similar to the one about the guy from a previous episode of Still Game. It's one that I did get, but not until the editing. Sometimes I'm just a little bit delayed. Next to the computer episode of the British Empire, this is one of my favourite Series 7 episodes. Series 7 is a definite step up from Series 6 in quality. When you finish the series, I think there are some reunion vids where most of the cast return years later, which may be worth watching. I will miss your British reactions there, what introduced me to your channel in the first place. Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. And I'm sad it's nearly all over, because I have finished the entire show. There was one comment that someone seemed to suggest that there was another video, or at least another series, or something like that, which I got very confused with, which I can find no reference to. So if anyone knows anything about that, let me know. But that won't be the end for the British, because I found I think it was like the 30-year anniversary that you mentioned, which I think must have been I don't know if it was COVID time, because it was pretty much everyone on Zoom. So I literally watched about 10 seconds of that to see what it was. And yeah, I'll probably do that at some point when I've kind of let the dust settle a little bit for British, give it a little bit of time. But I did also find something apparently called Get Fit with British. I don't know if that was like a special need, like a children need kind of thing. I'll obviously check that out at some point. That's about 10 minutes long. So that will be something I do at some point in the future. So we're not quite at the end for British content, but yeah, there is still a touch more to go. Brilliant. So pleased to see you do One Foot in the Grave. Another slice of my childhood right there. And I literally just started introducing my own kids, 13 and 11, to it at the same time. Spooky. You know what? I'm really glad that I've had so many people pushing me to check this one out. Not only is it good for viewership, you know, there's a lot of people that have really responded to that, which it's always difficult with these videos that I only have to get on like Daily Motion. So for a first time video, you know, people kind of tuning in, and the amount of comments I got is incredible. And 100% I will do this at least on a monthly basis, possibly more. Clitorist. Clitorist? Oh, that's wrong. I pronounced that incorrectly. But clitorist, pronounced for comedy effect. Thank God for that. I'm so glad that the Scottish people genuinely don't call it clitoris, because that was just weird. I doubt it was intentional, but if you rewatch Series 1, Episode 5 of Benidorm, when Jeff was shouting at Noreen, they teased the adoption reveal when he said, "I hope I'm adopted." I definitely don't think it would have been intentional at the time, but it would not have surprised me if they'd gone back and just like rewatched, you know, episodes in the off series to maybe see if they can give themselves an idea for a potential storyline, or if they go, "Oh, we maybe think about doing this storyline. Have we done it before?" They need to refresh their memory. It would not have surprised me. Manny saying, "I just fell off the chair to some extent," is my favourite Black Books line. Agree with Manny's copper story being the best too. I am so glad that people push for Black Books, and I'm really glad that I'm doing it. And it's a surprisingly short series. You know, I've done the first 5 episodes so far. I don't think the 5th one is out yet for you guys. That might be out later this month. Yes, actually, it's coming out Wednesday the 14th will be the 5th episode of Black Books. Yeah, just another show that is just so ridiculously funny. I can really look forward to it and just have an absolute laugh with it. Oi, Big Ed, I know it's for copyright, but no one wants to see a close-up of your mush. Just put the video in a small box. Right, if you didn't see it, this was my reaction to The Smoking Room, Series 1, Episode 6. And for the second time now, this is the second time I've done this. I first did it in the Still Game Children in Need reaction video. Basically, when I did the editing, because I basically have it all in a line, and then I cut it to where I start the footage and everything like that, and so it's cut. So all I need to do is click on the bit where you're seeing me react and just minimize it. On both of those videos, I just simply forgot to go back and minimize my head. So my head is like this, just pretty much covering the whole screen. It was not for copyright reasons, it was because I'm a twat. That's it. I'm always honest with you. I'm a twat. Kev, I don't often text in accent when messaging my friends and family. Oh, sorry, no, I do often text in accent. Sorry, that's me completely misreading that. Quite common up here in Scotland. I guess that must be the equivalent of when I was younger and it being all text speak. I hated doing that as a kid, like BRB. I didn't hate it at the time. I hate it looking back at it. But hey, if you guys do it and that's how you do it, who am I to judge? In case you didn't notice, Kev, Jacqueline wasn't actually on the photo Donald in the series finale of Benidorm. In fact, the reason he wasn't even in this series is because he's dead. I did not realise it at the time. I finally realised it when I watched the first episode of the 8th series of Benidorm, which I released earlier this week. Go back and check it out if you have not seen it. No, I did not realise he was dead. However, after learning that by watching that episode, obviously I have kind of gone back and re-listened to that bit because I realised he would have passed away by that point. And it's now so blatantly obvious that it's not him. I don't know how I could have been fooled by it in the first instance. That was a shame. But hey, rest in peace, Kenny Island. We'll miss you on the channel, buddy. Well, you might come back for other stuff anyway. I love your reactions to Death in Paradise and Line of Duty. Both are equally clever, even if presented in different ways. I could easily watch them on my own for the first time, then watch your reaction, but let's kill two birds with one stone. That's the joy of a reaction. Some people will have seen something and they want to see it with someone else to see their takes on it and their viewpoints. Other people may just go, oh, I've always wanted to see that. Why don't I watch it with someone at the same time? It doesn't make any difference to me, you know, but hey, if you're finding enjoyment out of it, then I am too. But I do agree, both are very clever, you know, even though they are obviously presented very, very, very differently. Nearly at the end now. How apt that you ran out of time for Back to the Future of all films. I know, I can't believe that. So, Back to the Future is now available. The full movie is available. You have to be signed up to my Patreon, and that was the very first Patreon release that I did. So that is available to any member of any of the paid tier levels. You can get access to my reaction to Back to the Future. Back to the Future Part 2, I should just quickly clarify. The condensed version for YouTube, that will be coming out at the end of this month on the 31st of August. Kevin, this isn't meant to offend, but it's going to be blunt. You're great, Kevin. You're not really a nerd, if anything. Your demographics are just the nerds, just choices I'm going by you. You seem to have too much going on. Is Man Down still happening? Good night, sweetheart. Rabsy Nesbitt. Maybe finish some series off before we start new ones. I think I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier on. So basically, when it comes to shows that I'm doing on a monthly basis, obviously, you know, the normal ones you would expect on a weekly basis. Obviously, I've explained about Outnumbered and In-Betweeners, what's going to be happening with those. Benidorm, obviously, Still Game, they're there. What I do on a monthly basis, I'm going to try and bring back Only Fools and Horses on a monthly basis, because I'm going to be finishing Series 2 and then do the second Christmas special this Christmas. I'd like to do Gimme 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 again on a monthly basis. I've kind of been in and out with that. Well, I don't know, it just slips my mind. Ghosts, I'm obviously doing the run up to Christmas. Important Astrology Experiment for Dave Gorman. Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish. Man Down is being done on a monthly basis, because then I will finish all the series. I think it's series 1, and then you've got 2 Christmas specials, if I remember off the top of my head. So yeah, I'll be doing 2 Christmas specials of Man Down at Christmas. You know, Goodnight Sweetheart. From next month it will be, or is it this month? I can't remember actually now. Where are we? I've lost track. Good Night Sweetheart. Yeah, no, yeah. Good Night Sweetheart is now. You'll be getting 2 episodes in the month. Obviously, both on the same day. I think it's Not Going Out. That's maybe the one I got confused with. Yeah, so Not Going Out. There's 1 episode this month. The other episodes to the end of the year, there'll be 2 a month. That will get me to the end of Series 3 to do the Christmas. Like I said, I've got loads of stuff. And I am trying to tie them into Christmas, because I'd like to do a proper celebration Christmas month. I don't know, that's just how I like to do things. You guys may disagree. I will be having to think between now and next year for the new year, and do I change the way I do things? If you have suggestions of how you think I could maybe change things up to maybe get more shows done, or to maybe complete more shows, then have your say in that. Obviously, one thing that I have in the back of my mind, because there is 1 tier of my Patreon which so far has not been made live, and that's the Geek tier, and that's the one where it would be for TV related stuff. And my plan, I think, was originally to do shows like Game of Thrones or Stranger Things, ones that I'd have to really do condensed versions to get onto YouTube. Do them maybe on a weekly basis at some point on there on the Patreon, and then much later down the line maybe change that over and to do get them onto YouTube. I'm now debating, do I maybe do that at some point, maybe for like the new year or something, and bulk record this year some of the shows that is that I want to get more done of. Maybe things like Not Going Out, or 1 Foot in the Grave, or things like that. Particularly longer shows. And then maybe I could still have them YouTube-wise, have them, you know, maybe on a monthly basis, the way that I currently do. But then I could obviously save me having to record them in the future, but also potentially have them available for people who would like to get them early. It's obviously up to you. I'll never force you to do that. but maybe that can be an option that you get some of those shows to get them done a bit quicker, maybe free up some other space on the channel. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. You guys, as always, give me your suggestions. Put them all in the comments. That's going to do it for now. I've spoken a lot. My voice is almost going. I do really need to get a drink and to rest because I'm knackered. I'm absolutely exhausted from this 12-hour driving day that I did for work. It's been exhausting. I was literally started driving at 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm knackered. But thank you for everyone who's watched my videos. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my Patreon. Thank you all to new subscribers on the channel. Thank you to all the comments, but thank you just for being here. So, thank you. For now, my name's Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.